better drafts. What do you think?
I think if PL gets off to a good start this game, then OpTic have a very good shot at winning this game. I think they will struggle to deal with this Phantom Lancer. And Phantom Lancer deals with Visage, while Visage is also super hard to deal with. You know, they kind of counter each other in that sense. Well, not counter each other, but I mean, like, if one gets off to a good start, it's good against that. But if not, then Visage can steamroll this game.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes as we jump into it. As our last game of the day, OG versus OpTic Gaming. A lot at stake here. They are both tied at 1 apiece, 1 win, 1 loss, and they're trying to get to that 2nd win and position themselves for tomorrow. Be able to get that 3rd win and move into the playoffs. OpTic, they beat Virtus Pro in the 1st round. OG, they were able to take down Na'Vi. So those are the wins that the teams have accrued, and now looking for that 2nd one. We'll start things off with OpTic moving to the top lane to drop an observer ward behind the tower, and for OG to move together as a team as 4, moving up into the mid lane and wrapping around behind OpTic. CCNC, you might spot this out. The Astral was nearby, and it looks like OG are just going to take position, drop a ward down on the high ground, and try to grab this boundary run. Although they are backing up, they're not going to go and contest this, it looks like.
I'm curious to see how OG are going to deal with this lane setup, because OpTic Gaming's lane setup with the Dark Willow plus any potential hero looks quite strong. Morphling is going to get pressured pretty hard in the early parts of the game, and I'm not too sure what Elder Titan can accomplish in the early game here. Like, he doesn't have strong lanes that play off, or at least these lanes that he can easily pressure.
He's already going to get burrow struck. They will actually get the rune. OpTic get 2, OG get 2. Jarek's still taking damage. He's able to walk through the Bramble Maze despite, you know, Elder Titan being a massive hero. He's able to get out almost unscathed, with the exception of a couple of auto attacks and 1 Bramble Maze tick. So
quite unlucky, feels like, right?
Yeah.
If you had 2 of them, you know, lined up, then it would cover the choke, but awkward spell to aim.
By the way, 3-3 is on the Sand King. Zai is on the Dark Willow.
Okay.
So if we go past previous plays in the offlane, 3-3 was the offlane player for the majority of the tournament so far. And Zaya has transitioned into the 4 role. Speaking of which, he's going to get telekinesis top lane, but not much damage there. It looks like they weren't actually going to go for anything. And Resolution was not in position, and even if he was, he doesn't have his waveform yet. He's just got the attribute shift. But there's still a lot of heroes in this top lane. That means that there's going to be action at some point. But actually going to be S4 taking a majority of the damage down in the bottom lane on this Tiny.
Alright, so we have PL against the Visage. There's just nothing Visage can really do to PL. Like, he can just farm, and this lane is awful for Tiny. Nobody likes laning against Bane. He comes in, kicks your ass, then he heals back up. Not a good time. This is the lane where things happen on.
Yeah, it should be anyway. And the 3-3 has Burrow Strike. They have the Bramble Maze at level 1. Get some experience. Resolution's doing okay, though. 6 last hits, 3 denies. They're effectively zoning out the OpTic support and offlaner.
Yeah, they're doing very well. At some point, I'm sure PPD will probably want to come up here once he secures the safe lane, and then they'll just play with a bit of a try-on-try action. And Sanking has some levels, too.
Yeah, I mean, once you get levels in the Gyrocopter, you can start zoning out the Tiny effectively with Rocket Barrage. PPD can rotate on up to the top lane like you were talking about. But here comes Jerax. He's got the Astral. He's got the staple gun with Resolution. The Bramble Maze will come out and actually hit Jerax. He's in trouble. The Fade Bolt, the Burrow Strike is there. They need a little bit more damage to wait for him. 1 more auto attack. They won't find it, though, and it's going to be 3-3 that gets dropped. Maybe he's barely surviving. He's got the Tango rolling, and he actually will make it out alive. Somehow, both of those heroes did not get dropped down, and that's me. It's pretty incredible.
My goodness. How did he not die?
That's a good question, both of them, to be honest. But S4 will toss PPD back into the tower. Get out of here. Get out of my lane. The Brain Sap comes in, though, and S4 is still having a bit of a rough time. But in the top lane, they're going in to fly the Telekinesis. They've already used the Burrow Strike. Bramble Maze is down for another 3 seconds, but OpTic are starting to put pressure onto this lane with the level starting to come out for 3-3 and Zai.
Yeah, they're winning the regen war. All right, look at how low flies. He can't come up at all. Elder Titan, Jerax has to go heal. Resolution's scared they come with the last hit, not good. It's not easy.
Fly is going to get Bramble Maze. Zai is here. He's got the Shadow Realm. He will use it. He needs to charge up the damage. Not enough to get the kill, but still very close. Diving behind the tower. They have the Burrow Strike, and they just need 1 auto attack, and they will find it with 3-3. That is First Blood. Rotating, trying to find 3-3, but he can always Burrow Strike out of trouble, and they won't chase him down. Instead, they'll look for Zai, who has pulled the wave back. And that is a pretty big kill for OpTic. That is a 3 against 2, and they still get the advantage in the lane.
Yeah. All about the pressure.
They're applying a lot of it.
How much? Can you give me a number?
Well, 1 kill exactly.
But how much pressure does that translate into?
Apparently not much, because Resolution is farming really well. 17 last hits, 6 denies. He has less denies, obviously, than the Gyrocopter, but I don't think he's really concerned about that.
Yeah,
He's still getting free
true.
farm, pretty much.
The dual lane is pretty much crippling the support duo, right? Not actually doing anything to Morphling's farm. He's still farming very well.
I mean, it's keeping Fly and Jerax in the top lane for the most part, but now Jerax has rotated to the mid lane, so his pressure isn't really accomplishing that much, and especially with Zai going back to the base now.
So this is what I was worried about for ET. Now I'm not sure how much pressure he can really apply, right? Like Tiny's level 2. There's no kill threat against the Bane. You know, he's just sitting here.
Trying to get those banner runes, and PPD will find it with a nice Nightmare. Jerax will find the other. I was thinking he might come bottom and just try to help S4. And again, it's another 2-level matchup between the off lane and the safe lane. Pycat is level 4, S4 is level 2.
That's brutal.
Yeah. And you're going to see that discrepancy right here with the rocket barrage and the homing missile damage.
At least Tiny can counter the gyro pretty easily, right? You can't really run this hero down with flat cannon because you can just toss him back.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So he'll keep himself alive. But now No-Tail getting ganked here by Zai. The Bramble Mace comes out, the Shadow Realm. A lot of damage. CCNC has already used the Phantom Lance, or the Spirit Lance rather, but it's enough to get the kill. He had plenty of auto attacks, and the Visage just dropped down, and CCNC will have an even better time in its mid lane now.
That's the value kill too with the Mango Force.
And that is actually huge. And Fly is getting run at by 3-3. The Caustic Finale, he's got Burrow Strike up in 2. It is a level 2 Burrow Strike. This is a lot of damage. The Caustic Finale explosion, it's so low. Fly getting dropped even lower and lower, but it looks like he will survive. On the other side, though, Pycat does take down Jerax. That bottom lane, there was a long chase going. PPD setting it up with a Nightmare. Looking for more now into S4. There's the toss back, and that is just going to keep S4 alive.
Game's crazy.
Yeah. A lot of action,
just
but
running at each other behind towers, not afraid of anything. Nice to see.
OpTic have gotten off to a good start, but this is a Resolution Morphling we're talking about, and this Visage will be able to get farm at some point once there's a little bit more room to work with.
Yeah, level 6 is the big one for Visage, right? Once those birds come out, it gets about 1,000,000 times stronger. I'm not the best at math, so 1,000,000 times. Don't quote me on that.
I'm sure that's accurate. Shadow Realm taking off the raindrop, but No-Tail is able to avoid the Bramble Maze for the most part and get himself back to safety with Jerax nearby, throwing up the Astral. PPD was also on the way, but he will only take the double damage away from Jerax and actually start to hit Jerax a little bit, but not too much, just one hit, and he will back up. Now they're going to dive back in the mid lane onto No-Tail with CCNC, but the Grave Chill will come out. That might keep him alive. There's the Nightmare, and now PPD, they will set up with the Shadow Realm to secure this kill. And this is going to be Zai securing it with that Shadow Realm damage, which is now level 2.
Very nice. And we were talking about the peel against the Visage being able to apply pressure. It's already happening 6 minutes into the game, you know?
Yeah.
It gets worse and worse once those items come out.
OpTic have a 3K lead at 6.5 minutes in, and they are about to put pressure on this tier 1 tower and almost take it. They will rotate and fly. They also TP in the Visage, and S4 has roamed in from the bottom lane, trying to find his own experience as he's only level 3. And all the meanwhile, 3-3 continues to do okay against Resolution in this top lane.
God, 3K at 6 minutes. That's insane.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I've seen that.
This is a significant lead, and we just saw EG versus Newbie, so that's saying something. But still, OG will have the room to work with. Jerax is getting run by Pycat. The homing missile, the rocket barrage secures the kill. Oh, Pycat able to get there in time. That last little tick of rocket barrage damage is able to do the job.
Nobody can stay alive in this bottom lane against the Gyrocopter bot. And then also applying a bunch of pressure mid. What do they do?
They gotta fall back on Resolution, and he's getting good farm, but
he's a Morphling though.
Exactly, and this is in the draft. You said that he takes a while to get online. You need the Linked Sphere, and once you get some levels, you can start morphing into different heroes and start really carrying the game. But that's not that point of the game yet. He's only level 5. He's almost 6, but that really won't help him as they're rotating with a gank the Shadow Realm. They need a Burrow Strike, but 3-3 wasn't in position in time, so he does avoid the gank, and that will give some more room to the rest of the OG heroes across the map.
Resolution Spidey senses tingling, very nice. Avoids that gank.
And he's got the attribute shift ready too. Well, they could probably blow him up pretty quickly if he doesn't get it off in time. The toss back onto Pycat. The sleep is there, but he's got to drop the call down. He has the Black Cannon running as well. Jerax might be okay. The tree toss.
PieCat's in deep.
Yeah, he's very far. They have another stomp in 3 with Fly's lift there. The TP from PieCat will keep him alive, and that could have been a big kill for OG that they missed out on narrowly.
Gigantic. So many TPs forced. All of a sudden, Sand King still pressuring the top lane. And then there's pressure in the mid lane, too.
They rotated Resolution out of top for that. Try to find that kill. PPD getting low, though. No Tail, a little bit more damage, and that would have been a kill. Or no Wand on PPD also might have been the kill. Or the Brain Stab, excuse me, with the Wand.
Oh, Mont, the net worth is ugly.
It's definitely not looking good for OG at this point.
When the game's at 8.5 minutes and only the net worth tells the story of, you know, how bad the game really is.
They gave the PieCat Gyrocopter essentially free farm in the bottom lane.
Yep.
And they're still
seen what this guy can do.
And they're giving CCNC more room to work with in the mid lane with Bramble Maze now coming out and No Tail. The Cursed Crown is there. There's the Shadow Realm. This should be a kill with the Spirit Lance. The stun does come in with the familiar drops, but it's not in time, and CCNC will secure it with Zai coming along the ride.
Is this going to be a solo? All day?
He got Avalanche at the right time, but he can still go for this. That stuff, the homing this on the Rocket Ride is too much. PieCat will get stopped. This could turn into a big kill for OG. They have the level 2 Fade Bolt.
No TP this time for PieCat.
Yeah, he's in a little deep, and there's the morph from Resolution. They're doing about equal damage to each other.
But when you're not strong, transform to someone that is strong.
Yeah, the Gyrocopter Resolution showing that it's pretty good when you morph into it, and he finds the kill, and that is a big one. That is Resolution getting a killing spree from PieCat and finally getting more farm for himself on that morph.
Yep, but unfortunately it's a 5,000 gold in favor of OpTic Gaming. OG, goodness. They ran into such a big problem. I mean, look at the pressure on No Tail.
No Tail continues to get run at. He is lower than Zai in net worth, and they are going to get even more for Zai as the Spirit Lance comes out and Zai finds himself an assist onto the Visage. They've lost the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. It is a 5k lead, and OG continued to struggle at the beginning of this game.
I'm so glad his team showed us how to play Dark Willow.
Zai?
Yeah.
He is, he's crushing it for sure.
All you do is gank mid lane with Bramble Maze and your Cursed Crown skill.
I mean, people were discussing if this hero was broken or not. It seems pretty good. Once you get the Shadow Realm levels, it's a lot of damage. It's good lockdown with just 1 point in Bramble Maze and Cursed Crown. Nightmare onto Resolution. PieCat's got the homing missile. Rezo is all at shielding morph, but that shouldn't matter. He's gonna attribute shift now and be fine.
I'll walk that one off. He's okay.
Yeah, he's good to go.
It pushes him off the wave. There's a wagon up top. The heroes as well. There's so much pressure that OG have to respond to, but with their lineup, they're not ready to fight.
Oh, they have smoked up. They might find PieCat in the river. The Avalanche just misses. OG were so close. They had 3 heroes there plus the familiars. That would have been a kill. They couldn't find it. And instead, OpTic continue to pressure the top tier 2 tower. This is a Sand King and a PL pressuring at tier 2. And now Zai coming with a Bramble Maze.
Yep, just zoning Jerich's off the tower.
And this tier 2 is dead. They were also trying to find PPD, but he TP's out of trouble in the bottom lane. And OG will try to find themselves a tower and get something. They're down 8k at 11.5 minutes right now, Brax.
My goodness. That's a lot of gold.
OpTic Gaming, man. The lane setups.
Yep, that's where it begins, right?
Yeah.
You have this hero, this Visage in the mid lane that doesn't actually do anything until he gets level 6. And with their combination of heroes, they can't actually help him, right? You have Phantom Lancer, he's fantastic when people come to gank for him. Fantastic when you're diving under tower, you can always reset the aggro with Doppelganger, with all these solutions. Good you can get on top of these weaker heroes. And then, of course, the offlane, where OpTic Gaming were able to pressure these support heroes heavily. They didn't want to leave, right? And when they did, it's just... They end up leaving into this level 8 gyrocopter with phase boots running you down.
I was supposed to fight into that at that point of the game. They really had to wait for PieCat to dive for them to actually be able to get anything done against the hero. And now there is a Blink Dagger on 3-3 with treads along with it. Wand and a ring drop. They will epicenter and blow away this morphling. Resolution gets absolutely destroyed.
PPD set them up very nicely, just camping out in the trees. The patience game.
Is this going to be another smoke broken by a 5-position support? It looks like it will be. PPD's going to run into Fly. They have the lift. This is not the best target, but they can still get the kill at the very least. Familiars will go. They have the Nightmare, but I don't think that'll save his life. He couldn't get off the brain sap in time. Oh, that's going to come in. They're going to try to turn this. S4 is nearby, but he's not quite out of the fight. It is a DD gyro, and no tail is gone. And Fly trying to see if he cannot make it out either. The Bedlam is there from Zai. They're looking for the Familiars now as they've taken 2, and PPD is 100% fine with that gank.
Look at that. Cheering the team on. A little well-played action. And the Bramble Maze kills the birds, too.
Prax. They got bots on Morphling at least. He knows this is a long game. It's time to get to the split push.
Yeah, that's the road to recovery.
CCNC, though, has a diffusal blade, so he wants to be involved.
Yep. You know, on the bright side for OG, S4 almost has his Blink Dagger. That could be game-changing, getting on combo heroes like the Dark Willow, being able to blow them up, get some nice pickoffs.
We saw how the Blink Dagger on the Tiny in the last game didn't accomplish much because of the positioning of the enemy team. Maybe the same thing happens for OpTic, or maybe S4 can find some really good initiations and get his team back into the game, but it's going to have to be a lot. They need to get a lot of kills for them to make up this deficit. Yeah. So they're down 8K, and at 13 minutes, 14 minutes of the game, that is nothing to scoff at.
Yep, that 8K gold wall is going to be tough to overcome.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's where it starts, right? Getting these key pickoffs, being able to open up the map so you can farm. Because at the moment, it's OpTic Gaming that are controlling the map. You have to worry about this Bane hiding out on the side lane, setting up the Fiend script. Same thing with the Sand King. Much more difficult.
And the Bane just got level 6. This is all before he had his Fiend script available.
Yeah.
There is a BKB coming for the gyro. In the meantime, top lane, they're going to find CCNC. He's going to get tossed from the earth. It's a lot of damage. He actually avoids the soul assumption. The stomp him as well. The waveform, CCNC juking back to the trees and trying to get out into the lane. Jerax is here. They're keeping pace. I will find Fly across the map in the meantime, but CCNC will fall. And that is the start. That is the start for OG back into this game, getting that kill onto the Phantom Lancer.
Yep, they need more of that. And, you know, Phantom Lancer, he was pushing very aggressive. Right, which is good. You want to be able to apply pressure. Didn't know the Blink Dagger was coming out. Now he'll think twice next time when he's in that position because he knows that that threat's there. And that could potentially buy some more time for OG to keep farming their way back in the game.
Do you know how much OG got for that one kill?
No, would you like to tell me?
1,000 gold.
Wowzers.
And that wasn't even a big spree. It was like dominating or something.
Yeah.
4-time spree.
That's just the big swing from the gold difference.
And the good news is Resolution got the majority of the gold. Meanwhile, bottom lane OpTic trying to take the tier tower. Stomp will come in. They've got the Benefim running, and this is going to be trouble for S4. The first turn also there. 3-3 Burrowspike. They've got the call down in the middle of the tube. The terror ride. As Vintage is there, and this is a problem. The Earth Splitter coming in. It's a lot of damage. 3-for-3 with the enemy center. Jerax is getting low. It's a double kill for 3-3, but it's actually a 2-for-2. Fly getting low. The Urn's taking him down. It's going to be close. He will get dropped. It's 3-for-2 now, and PPD and Zai on the run. They want to turn on to Big Daddy No Tail now. They will do just that. As CCNC comes to the diffuse blade, they've got the Curse Crown. One more death going OG's way. They did their best in that fight, and it was close, but OpTic come out ahead, and they get the tier 1 tower on top of it all. Actually, it does get denied by Resolution, but still.
You know, gold-wise, that wasn't bad for OG at all. They denied the tower. They got 2 big kills in the Gyrocopter and the Sand King. Fly managed to steal the call down in that fight, helped turn that. Not bad at all. You know, it looks bad because they died.
Right.
But they essentially just traded kills with the tower deny, right? It could be much worse.
I mean, you're going to see it here. The Bedlam coming in, and S4 getting caught, and that's really... If he's able to survive the beginning of this engagement, things probably go a lot better. But he was on the run, especially once he got feared.
The Epi looks so good, but they actually all lived with the... I mean, they didn't actually...
Sliver of HP.
They got pretty low.
3-3 doing some work with that Blink Dagger, though, as you can see. And they're still getting map control for OpTic. They found a Burrow Strike. That'll be under the Tiny, but the toss back is there as S4 has the Urn Charge placed on him. He's still on the run. 3-3 has a Blink up in 5, but they won't be able to get there in time.
Double damage Roach again.
I feel like I've seen this movie before. But it's another step down the list for OpTic Gaming. They will grab Roshan, they will grab the Aegis to try to get to some of these tier 2 towers. And CCNC has now got a Vitality booster just to make him a bit tanky. He will grab the Aegis to work with that as well. Black Cat's BKB just about done for the Gyrocopter. All these items starting to come out. They almost have a full Yule Scepter for Zai. The 4.5 position support, whatever you want to call it.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably 4, actually.
That's 4. With the Bane, it's definitely 4. Yeah. How are they going to respond to that? BKB Gyro? Aegis as well.
And they're going to smoke, but this might be Jarex breaking the smoke this time. It's close. They haven't spotted him yet. They have a ward. Now they will. The ward will see them. Jarex is going to try for the TP, and it's going to be close. They can't get the Nightmare off in time. PPD was mid-animation, but it wasn't going to be there. That's a very nice play for Jarex. That gives you more time for OG for S4 to get more farm across the map.
Yeah, and very, very good. You know, it's often understated how important it is to break that key smoking. You see these core heroes that are meant to be pushing out these lanes, that want to be, you know, pushing these lanes, then getting off map so they can make plays elsewhere. And when they get spotted like that, when they're already grouped up, you lose a lot of map pressure. That's a lot of time for OG to keep on farming and get these lanes up.
And that's really what they need is time at this point in the game. Time and probably kills well.
Time and money.
Exactly.
Like real life.
But PyCat and CCNC, they have a lot of both time and money as they pressure the tier 2 tower. They'll drop the homing missile, they'll push Visage back in the meantime, or excuse me, the Elder Titan. But it's going to give some space for OG in the mid lane to try to continue the push with S4.
You know what, I joked about how it's kind of a blanket statement when you say one team has good high ground defense, but OG really do have good high ground defense with Elder Titan.
And they're going to need it in this game. They will get S4 out of trouble. Is it good as the VTG Thunder high ground defense was, though, is the question.
Oh, no. That was like some amazing high ground defense.
Yeah. Not quite the same thing.
But, you know, Morphling, this guy's pretty powerful, right? When he gets that, he's almost at his Lincoln Sphere. It's very close, and he's got the boost of travel, so he'll be pretty difficult to gank on the side lanes just because of the Lincoln Sphere protection. And then once he makes it to E-Blade,
I mean, if he can morph into PyCat as well, get the flat cannon, and you do a lot of damage when you come out of that with Morphling.
It's true.
It couldn't really work to your advantage.
Yeah, for me, the big game changer is going to be that E-Blade.
Yeah.
Where you can blow up some of these heroes and just make it so difficult for them to sit in front of your face because you can casually blast them.
Well, he's just about to buy this Lincoln Sphere, so the E-Blade's going to be pretty far behind for now.
Yep.
And again, OpTic are going down the checklist as you would expect to do. You take all the tier 2 towers, try to get some vision up, try to choke out OG from getting outside the base. They're going to drop some wards with PPD up at the top lane, just trying to get some more vision, seeing where Resolution's moving. And Resolution is doing his best with these bots, but OpTic are just starting to really take control of this map, Rex.
That they are. They can comfortably push out any lane with any hero, pretty much, except for Bane. He doesn't want to show. But yeah, high ground's still hard, right? Like, you need a pick-off, or you would definitely like a pick-off, because if you just walk up to the high ground, into the Elder Titan Stomp, all that damage, it's just, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to hit this wall where you take a bunch of damage for free, and then potentially set yourself up for a bad team fight.
Earth Splitter can do some serious work in this game for Jarex. They can hold. We have a team of OpTic running up behind that of OG. No Tail has picked up the helmet of the Dominator. He's got a full medallion on the way, but 3-3 with the haste rune. Blinks in, and he can't find him, actually. And the TP from No Tail should be successful. We'll have a blanket from S4. He actually, was so close. 3-3, almost found him with that Burrow Strike at S4. Good TP timing. He's able to get himself back to the base. And now the waves get pushed out again.
Buying time.
Yes, that's the name of the game.
How do you buy time? How much money does it cost?
Apparently 10K point.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's the deficit they are facing. And that's what they need to come back from.
Look at this. Even Jarek's pulling waves. Just trying to stall out the game.
This is what you have to do, and they're doing a very good job of it. Aegis timing is only 40 seconds, so it feels like it's been, you know, the span of a blink of an eye, but OG have done a great job keeping the game somewhat even, keeping the tier 3 towers alive. They even have a Wild Wing, which was taken by a No Tail, I think, the helmet of the Dominator.
Yep.
Got the extra armor with that.
You know, the biggest concern for OG at the moment is that No Tail on his Visage isn't going to be able to keep up in terms of farm. Hero does not farm that fast, and he also doesn't really have the space or the survivability to really leave the base. It's just Resolution on his Morphling. So while Resolution will keep farming, No Tail pretty much will get minimal farm. Alright, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it was a nice little pick. I mean, Bedlam is really good for that. The amount of damage you can do is pretty insane. But it does force the 2 supports back to the top tier 1 tower. So top of net worth hero is going to be CCNC. He's actually just ahead of PyCat, despite PyCat having a great start. CCNC has been just free farming at this point with the illusions, pushing the waves out. He is working on a part of Tarrasque. He already has the S and Y with the Fusel. That was the first item that he grabbed, but the heart will make him nigh impossible to kill at this point.
Yeah, the big thing is Hart makes it easy to siege high ground. He can just sit there, tank, run past the tower, zone some of these heroes off, and heal it all up because they won't be able to commit heavily. Look at their stuns, right? You have Blink Tiny, Rubik. Once PL gets Hart, he won't actually be able to burst. He'll be able to get the Doppelganger off every time.
Yeah, that Tiny gonna need some more damage for him to actually be able to do some work against this CCNC Phantom Lancer. He's getting close to the Shadow Blade, so they'll get there eventually. The Aegis, of course, is gone. Roche may respawn in the next 2 minutes, but we'll see what the actual respawn time is after those 2 minutes are up.
We've hit that point, Mod. It's the wait for next Roshan.
Right. I mean, at this point, it's just who can get a pick off and maybe get some map control back.
Exactly.
If OpTic can find a kill or two, if they can get a good fight, they can maybe potentially take high ground. But it's difficult because OG are being very slippery at this point of the game. However, OpTic will smoke and they will try to find No Tail or Resolution, who are down in the bottom lane.
Yep, if they can catch any of these heroes outside their base, it could lead to high ground, but looks unlikely, right? OG playing it very safe. They see the courier, but all right.
Nice courier pick from 3-3. Heck of a game on the Sand King so far. He's 4-1-5. Good burrows, good EPs. He's working on a 4-step now with the casual vitality booster that he's picked up. But OG, they have good late game. Obviously one of the best late game teams out there. At least that's what they were considered back in the heyday, and I think they still are for good reason with Resolution.
Oh yeah, their late game play is definitely very, very good. It's just a matter about getting there.
But OpTic are in such a strong position. This Dark Willow now with the Blink Dagger for Zai. He's just pushing the waves out with the Bramble Maze. Bottom, the creep wave is being cut by 3-3. And it feels like OpTic are getting ready to go without the Aegis.
It's so rare that a team can show in all 3 lanes to push out these lanes simultaneously.
Oh my god. The Terrorize, the Bedlam, it's a lot of damage, but the rest of OG were here to help out. Now Zai actually has to run. The Ul set through Zai getting run down. They've got the Wild Wing. There's the Waveform, the Adaptive Strike, a couple more auto attacks. Zai will fall, and OG about to get the kill, but they will get the Shadow Realm off. And Zai blinks away. Can the TP be successful? It looks like it will be. The Waveform is not there in time from Rezo. What a play from Zai. They were so close.
Shenanigans, man.
New meta, this is PPD. He's not wrong, it is a Dark Willow after all. The Shadow Realm comes out, but they do push Zai out of the top lane. They'll get the waves at least a little bit further out, but in the meantime, they have picked up more items for Phantom Lancer and the rest of OpTic Gaming. The Lincoln Sphere is about to be completed for PyCat. He's a full Lincoln's Drum BKB coming out on the courier here in a moment. Just the Lincolns rather, but...
See if S4 can make something happen with Shadow Blade. That's what they need, right? When you have the entire team showing in a different lane, just killing creep waves, that Shadow Blade, you can potentially get some pickoffs. That's what they need.
Yeah.
They need to make something happen.
There's the Burrow Strike. OpTic will use the call down. Jarex is going to get out in time. They have Elmu still coming in, but they can't find the kill. But they might find more. They have the TP from Resolution. The Nightmare will cancel it, and this is going to be a nice kill. This is going to be the Visage down. The Fierce Crown comes out. They've got the Spirit Lance and CCNC, one of the best heroes against the Gravekeeper's Cloak. They take him down, and a couple of the Visage Birds as well. He does have buyback, but now the Lincoln Sphere is done with PyCat. And with this kill, once the waves are pushed in, they might be able to take the tower or Roshan, which is now up if OpTic want to go for that.
Hopefully, Roche. These towers are quite difficult to take still. What a combo. Sleep into the first crown.
Yeah, that is cool. Don't touch him, and then 4 seconds later he's stunned for a year and a half.
Yep.
But there will be more split pushing for OG as expected. They will sit in the bottom lane with Resolution. He's getting closer and closer to his Ethereal Blade, but even with that item, it's going to be enough to bring down this tanky CCNC Phantom Lancer, or really any of these heroes for OpTic. Maybe the supports, obviously, but...
Yeah, OpTic have itemized quite well for the E-Blade that's eventually going to come out. PyCat has a Lincoln Sphere. Helps with dealing with that quite a bit. And you're right, there's no actual E-Blade target. Is the E-Blade that's 3,500 HP up once he picks up the Lincoln, or the Heart of Trask? Or this Gyro in the front lines with BKB and Lincoln Sphere? It's not going to be easy.
It is going to be kind of impossible to bring down CCNC and PyCat at this point in the game. They now cheese and Aegis. Aegis on CCNC, cheese on PyCat. The trade will come out for OG and Resolution, getting the only thing they really can get at this point, which is the tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. More money for Resolution's Ethereal Blade, more money for Visage's next item, which is going to be that Solar Crest for No Tail. But now with the Aegis and Cheese, as long as they can keep the waves pushed in for OpTic, they can start going for high ground momentarily.
Yep, I imagine it's go time for OpTic. You have everything you need in terms of items. You've hit all your power spikes. You got Roshan, you got Cheese. It's just a matter of getting these lanes out so you can safely approach OG without them being able to potentially trade you.
OG they scouted out OpTic's movements with the Shadow Bladed Tiny, so they know they were all going bottom, and this allows them to TP to other lanes to try to push them out. But now OpTic have the waves pushing in both mid and in bottom, and there's really nothing stopping them from trying to go high ground now.
That's right, it's go time. Push out 2 lanes, run down 1 afterwards.
All right, OG looking for a high ground stand. They have the 4 stuff on Jerax. They're actually relatively farmed on their supports considering how this game has gone.
Yeah.
And again, an Earth Splitter, a good Astral into a Stomp could do some work, but the 3-3 Sand Team will start to fight off. They miss the Bramble. They do get off the Diffusal onto Fly, but he's able to back himself away.
I'm pretty surprised they jumped like that. Like, CCNC is basically zoning them all off the power by himself. All they have to do is sit back and wait until they overstep a little on OG.
There's that Earth Split. They found 3-3, but the Terrorize comes down and it does hit onto the Morphling. While they were trying to make it go onto the 3-3 Sand King, CCNC did finish off the tier 3 tower.
It's all about the buildings, Mont.
Yeah, and they are really hitting
structures.
28 minutes into this game, and OG need to find something. They'll jump in, but the immediate nightmare onto Tiny stops any further initiation. The epicenter, the burrow, strike KUNKKA getting low. He pops the Cheese though. The pop the BKB along with the Rocket Barrage. They amplify back onto S4. CCNC still chasing the familiar drops, keeping No Tail alive for a moment longer, but maybe not a moment. Great toss from Tiny from S4 to keep No Tail alive. So they will continue to be able to fight here in a moment once they get the healings done, but they will still lose their racks in the bottom lane. It looks like a CCNC is just going to work. The Fade Bolt will come out. They will have the damage reduction. It will not be enough. The Astral, they get off an Avalanche. That'll be on to Pycat now with the Ethereal Blade. They do blow him up. He's dead for 58 seconds. A big kill, but again, they lose rack for this. The Fade Bolt comes out. CCNC is a monster. Good luck bringing him down. He's looking for Fly. The first strike for 3-3. He'll find another kill. That'll be on to this Rubik. Now that Bentley's coming into No Tail, and he might fall. He's getting low. He's forced away. S4 trying his best to keep him alive, and they use him up. They're still chasing him with CCNC. The Doppelganger comes out. The Spirit lands as well, and now they're turning on to the Tiny, who is out of mana, but he will Shadow Blade in time. Shadow Realm, the Burrow Strike coming in. That'll be onto 1, but Resolution comes through and blows up Psy. A lot of damage being done. CCNC out of mana, but still ready to fight. Pretty much do this alone, it feels like. They're going to toss him back and try to at least get the Aegis. They have Ethereal Blade up now. CCNC on the run. They're looking for this. The Sandstorm comes in. There's the Force. They need to find more initiation. They have to blink back and 3 for 10. He's going to force himself and try to find this Avalanche. They're still trying to chase. The Familiar drop is there. CCNC tossed up into the air. They have this Ethereal Blade still. The first strike comes in. They cannot kill this man, and they're turning back onto Jerax. The stop will come through. It keeps Jerax alive, but CCNC will be chasing him down with the help of 3-3 momentarily as a pause comes through, and OpTic are dealing with some lag and a crash.
Whew. But PGL just doesn't die.
No.
Like, his restriction is mana. They're hoping he lances 25 times in the team fight, so he's got no mana. That's actually the point of the game he got to.
And that's actually what's happened. He has no mana now, but it doesn't mean he can't continue to chase all the rest of the heroes around the map. And they tried their best to get this Aegis, just the Aegis down. They can't even do that at this point. That is the sizable lead that OpTic have, a 16k advantage now.
Yeah, and we were also talking about just the hero matchup in general, right? You look at the lockdown from OG, once items like the Heart of Brass come out, or just even the Aegis, you can't kill this guy. And that's such a big problem.
Ooh, nice deny from Jerax. That'll help a little bit, but he is down for 48 with no buyback. Visage will be respawning shortly. They don't have the cheese on Pycat anymore, but again, they still have that Aegis. And as long as they can get some mana for CCNC, they can continue to go. They might not even need it, actually.
It's go time.
Yeah, it really is at this point. OG are holding on by a thread, and OpTic looking for an upset. They're trying to get to 2-1 in this Swiss format, 1 game away from the playoffs. They've looked good so far this tournament, beating Virtus Pro. They've got the Burrow Strike, the Brown Blade's on a 2, the call down to fall, the Black Cannon coming in, and No Tail will fall almost instantly. He's got the 5-back available. He might need to use it, and it might just give away the second set of racks. The tier 3 is gone. They got the homing missile onto the Tiny West to Shadow Blade himself to safety. 3-3 is there with a flank, ready to go into 4-step. Vi will steal Sandstorm, not the spell that he wanted. Resolution getting low, but he needs the agility for the Ethereal Blade to come in. CCNC getting telekinesis. They got the Terrorizer coming in. They've got Resolution turned into the Gyrocopter, but it's not going to help. The Epicenter will go, but it actually doesn't bring down Rezo. They get S4 instead as he got forced away on that Resolution Warpling, but still everybody buying back, everybody dying for OG. They will take down at least the Sand King and finally the Aegis of CCNC, but they're using so much for OG. They're losing their buildings. The Earth will go. Maybe they can find CCNC now. It's a lot of damage being done. They don't have the Ethereal Blade for another 6 seconds. The Rocket Brush coming in. The call down will go. Resolution will wait for him back into the well. Get some HP and agility attribute shift once more. Stomp comes in from JRX and CCNC continues to fight the Curse Crown. The Burrow Strike gets on to 2. But they'll find a double kill from Zai with a Bedlam huge pickup, and that will be 4 dead. Elder Titan has the only buyback in the game. Resolution, or rather on the OG side, that is alive. They will use that buyback. It's going to be 2 versus 5 at this point. And their mega creeps are about to come shortly for OpTic Gaming.
OG not giving up yet, but it's
They're trying their damnedest, but OpTic are playing so well. They've got such a sizable lead. Podcat is in there. The Brambles will come. And Resolution's trying to find an Ethereal Blade, but the Lincoln Sphere is there for Podcat. The Nightmare comes in onto Resolution, and now Megas are coming. They've got tier 4s under siege as all of the creeps are rolling right on in for OpTic Gaming. The Black Cannon, the call down, pushing back, the Burrow Strike, the Resolution, wait for him back into the well. But at this point, it seems too little, too late for OG, and OpTic about to take the last tier 4 and the Ancients. There's not much else OG can do, and this is a huge victory for OpTic should they get it, and they will. The Dark Willow buyback coming in, Podcast pops the BKB.
They're just hitting the throw.
At this point, it's all over, Brax. This will be OpTic Gaming taking out OG here in this 3rd day match.
Wow, convincing. What that PLK was.
CCNC had a great time in the heaven lane.
Yeah, you know, he's had a couple rough games.